This is where Koroto lore was going to come in, seeking purpose. This is when things got sad. What we're gonna do now is I'm going to take a personality test to prove that I clearly have the best personality. So this is the main website I think everyone uses. 16 personalities, I think this is what everyone uses. I have taken this before, to be fair. I took it years ago. I think we had to do it in school or something, but I don't remember how long it is. Oh, only 10 minutes. It's gonna take 10 minutes, I guess. Question number 1. You regularly make new friends? No, I do not. I do not regularly make friends. No, not even in games. No. You spend a lot of free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. Actually, I won't go this hardcore. I'll go like here. A lot of free time spending various random topics that pique your interest. Yes. This is why I only upload once per week. If I didn't randomly stumble onto rabbit holes of random internet lore, I could probably put out more content. But I don't. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. I don't think so. I meme about this, but I don't really think so. Like IRL maybe, but not a lot of people cry around me, so I don't know. I'll put it here because I'll be sad. Would I cry? I don't know. I'll put it here. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Yes. Not always, but most of the time. You usually stay calm even under pressure. This is very, very selective because I think there are things that really get to me, but most of the time, I think I avoid a lot of stress because I plan things, you know? And usually when you plan things, you by default avoid a lot of stress. I'll put it as too positive. Generally yes, sometimes no, so I won't put it all the way. At social events, you rarely try to introduce, oh my god, and mostly talk to the old ones you already, of course. Why would I approach someone? How do people do that? That is a foreign concept to me. How do you approach someone you've never met before and say hello? How do you do that? That's like being a weirdo, isn't it? It's weird. I mean, like for real. No, I would never do that. I would never do that. I am the typical case of an extrovert adopting an introvert. That is what happens. That is how I meet new people. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another? Yes. I have a whiteboard of video progress that I go through. Not always, because I do sometimes jump around, but most of the time, yes. You are very sentimental. I wouldn't say very, but I do have weird sentimentalities. I am one of those people who will keep stuff in my inventory from 20 years ago because something was important to me. Not 20 years ago, because 20 years ago I was very, very small. But I'll put it 2. You like to use organizing tools such as schedules and lists. Yes, very much so. Again, I have a big whiteboard full of video progress that I also use for deadlines, that I also use for other stuff. So yes, I very much do. In that sense, if I could, I think there was a very good video about this. I think it was called something, I mean, there's probably like 100 videos about this, but there was like, I tracked every aspect of my life or something like that. I would want to do that. I would like to have a dashboard of everything in my life. Absolutely everything in my life, I could just look at numbers. It's like my happiness went down at 12:20 p.m. And I'm like, why did that happen? Right? And then I run a quick regression. What happened at 12:20 p.m.? Okay? So yes. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I am mega insecure, of course. Of course. Yes. 1,000,000%. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation? Isn't that how you get arrested? I'm joking, obviously, but no, I do not feel comfortable. We had a very similar question just a second ago. Walking up to someone I find interesting and striking up a conversation, that's a nightmare. Why would I do that? You're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and not too interested, so I guess this is disagree. Because I'm very interested. That's literally what I do. I like over-analyzing things and talking about random nonsense that most people probably don't care about. This is what I do. This is fun. This is very fun. I will disagree there. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. Yes. Most of the time. To a fault, even. Because sometimes I do stuff that I really, really don't like, but I'm like, this is gonna be better, right? And then I'm sad because I'm doing something that I know will be right, but I don't want to do it. I won't put it max, because there are certainly times where I'm like, I know I should be doing this, but I won't, so I'll put it there. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. No. No. Because if I didn't plan anything, I wouldn't get anything done. What do you mean you usually prefer just doing what you like? How do you get anything done? Of course I don't. So no, disagree. Hard disagree. If I didn't plan stuff, I literally wouldn't get anything done. Doing what I feel like at any given moment, I would literally just be, like, I don't know, playing WoW probably. You rarely worry about whether you make a good first impression on people you meet. I guess yes and no. Because I think a lot of people I meet, I'm like, you know, it's such a passive interaction that I don't even get to thinking about that sort of stuff. If I meet someone in passing and I say something weird, I forget about it, you know? And if I don't say something weird and it's fine, I also don't think about it. So I'll put it in the middle. Because if it's like a person I'll be meeting again, then yeah, I'm probably like, wait, maybe I said something that could be misunderstood. Because, you know, I'm the type of person who's trying to fall asleep. And I remember a conversation I had 7 years ago, and I'm like, oh no, why didn't I do that? And then I run through 30 million hypotheticals. That's what everyone does, right? I'll put it in the middle. You enjoy participating in group activities. Depends. I mean, group activities often require, when I think of group activities, that's usually like scheduling and a lot of commitment, right? It's not something that you can just show up to. And like committing to something for a long time, I don't like that. Unless it's like something I really, really care about. And also in group activities, in a lot of them, there are usually people I really don't like. So I'll put it, it's not that I don't like it, but I don't actively enjoy it. So I'll put it there. You know, it's like, it's cool, but I wouldn't go out of my way. There's probably going to be a question about like how you work or something like that. And when I work, I want to work alone. Working with other people is a headache, most of the time. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. Absolutely. Number one, because it sets the internet on fire and it's funny. Number two, it lets me think about 30 million different headcanons, and I can do that because that's what it's meant to do. So both of these things are a big win. The best part is probably just the internet trying to figure out what it means, and then it's funny because people start going after each other because their ending is not the right one. That's the funny part. Your happiness comes from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. Okay. All right, you ready? You ready for a very bad take? This is gonna be my bad take, because if I was being a good person, I'd say, of course, it comes from helping others accomplish things, right? But I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've reached the stage in my life where my happiness can come exclusively from helping others accomplish things, because I haven't accomplished anything myself, you know? So, for me right now, I'm going to say it's going to be disagree, because my happiness largely comes from the things I achieve, because I still have a lot of things to achieve. Maybe at some point I'll be like, you know what? I've done my due diligence. I've done everything I need to do. Now I can start worrying about other people. Right now, no, that ain't me. It is what it is. I'm not going to put it hard disagree, because, you know, again, it's not like I don't care about anyone else and I'm just doing stuff for me. So I'll put it there. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try. Oh, absolutely. 1,000,000%. And this is to a fault. I want to do so many things that I end up doing nothing, you know, which is why I have a schedule and a to-do list. Otherwise, nothing would ever get done. That is also why my watch list for TV shows and movies is so long that I'm just like, I don't even try, you know? I know I'm never going to get through it, so I won't even try, you know? That's basically what I'm doing right now. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Isn't everyone? Is that like what everyone thinks? It's like, at some point everything will just go bad? Isn't that just like a completely normal thing? Like 100%. Of course. I don't think things will get better, you know? Of course I worry things will get worse. Okay, I'll put it there. I'm gonna max it out. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Alright, this is a complicated one. Because I never want to be the one leading anything, but because in every single, okay, not every single, but like in most settings where I've had to work in a team, no one else cares. So I end up being the leader there, because I'm the only one that actually wants to get something done. This is like university mostly, right? You get assigned a thing, literally no one cares. By default, I'm just the one doing everything. I'll put it there. Because I don't avoid it. I don't want it. I don't want to be it, but I don't avoid it either. Like if it needs to be done, I'll do it. You know? I'm that type of person. It is what it is, basically. If someone has to do it, well, guess it'll be me. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. Now, normally, I would say yes, because I do not consider myself artistic in the traditional sense. But at the same time, I have spent probably 300 hours thinking about a single show from like a bajillion different angles. So I don't know if that counts as artistic. I'll put it disagree, because like you are definitely not an artistic person. That sounds like very... I'll put it disagree. Because like I sort of am, and you know, I guess content creation to an extent is also an artistic expression. But like in the traditional sense, I would not consider myself... I mean, look at my wall. My wall is a plain room. There's nothing here. It's just a plain wall. I don't think any artistic person would have a literal plain wall in the background with nothing on it. I have literally nothing in the background. Look at this. It's just a plain wall. Inevitably, there will be something on it. Display, send me something, please. They don't ship here. I wanted to get a bunch of displays there, but they don't ship to Latvia, so it is what it is. All right. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on Oh, God. Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Imagine if everyone was just thought about things. Yes. 1,000,000%. 100%. This is the truest true of all the truths. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rationality trumps feelings, always. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Yes. Again, to a fault. This is Koroto lore. You know when you have to do something, and you want to relax, and then you're like, okay, fine. I've done a lot today, I'm going to relax. Then you start relaxing and you feel bad about not doing something. You're like, oh my god, I could be doing so much more right now. Why am I doing this? And then you're sort of not even enjoying the time you're supposed to spend relaxing. And then you're not doing something you wanted to do. And then at the end, you haven't done anything. And you're sad about the fact that you felt bad about not doing said thing. It's just a negative. So, yes, I do prefer to finish my chores before allowing myself to relax. Absolutely. You enjoy watching... I do. I do. I say that on the internet, but in real life, I really don't. Seeing people argue in real life is, like, really sad. So where do I put it? I'll put it disagree, because I'll take the real world into account more than I do the internet. Because arguments on the internet are just really funny. Arguments on the internet mean nothing, and half of the time, they're stupid. So it's funny. In real life, though, when people argue, I'm just like, no. I'll put it disagree. I don't enjoy people watching people argue. Actually, I'll even put it hard disagree. Because IRL is just like, no. No, I really don't like it. It makes me anxious more than anything else. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Yes. This is something like, I see people like going to shows and stuff, right? Imagine being called upon when you're sitting in the audience. That must be the worst thing that can happen to you. You just go to watch this thing, and the rando on the stage just calls you up. Please don't. Please don't. I won't max it out. Actually, I will max it out. I will max it out. Your mood can change very quickly. I guess? I meme about it, right? But sometimes, you know when you put on a sad song, and the sadness creeps in? That sometimes happens, and then I'm like, why did I listen to it? Now I'm kind of sad, you know. Then I want to browse some cat memes to be happy again. Yes, I'll put this here, because I think sometimes yes. I don't know if it's just like my mood changing very quickly, or I was already sort of in a place where I was just like sort of pushed further on, right? I'll put it there. It doesn't matter. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. All right, this is where we once again get to weird Koroto takes, right? This depends on who you are. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if this is a person I like, I will help them as much as they need, okay? I'll lead them through the whole process, we'll spend hours, it'll be fine. If this is a person I don't particularly like, I will not only lose patience, but I just won't do anything, right? I'll put it in the middle. This really depends on the person. If this is like a working relationship, right? And we're just like working together and that's it. Yes, I will lose patience because like we're supposed to be doing the same thing and you're just not doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing, right? We're supposed to be equals here, but you're just not, you know? Even in those cases, I might be like, you know, a little lenient, but I guess it depends really. It depends. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. No. Why would I do that? That just comes with stress. Yeah, I mean, of course, disagree. You've always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Isn't everyone? Isn't that like the natural human condition? To question what else is there? Probably nothing, but it's worth thinking about, you know? I've always been of the mindset that there's nothing, you know? I feel like thinking there's anything more is already implying that you are in some way special. It's like for me, the brain is just a combination of random like things, you know? And that's all there is. It's just a biological thing. You die, that's it. GG. But I mean, I have been fascinated, you know? Because it says if anything, because I think it's nothing, I will hard agree. Because it's interesting to think about. You usually prefer to be around others rather than your own. No. More often than not, I just want to chill. I just want to chill by myself. I'm a textbook introvert after all. So I'll put it. It really, really depends on the people though. I'll put it soft to disagree. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No. Why would I do that? That's interesting. Highly theoretical discussions is when it gets interesting. I will not full disagree, because some theoretical discussions, like some that are so abstract, like it's not that they're abstract, but they don't mean literally anything, right? Like questioning the what ifs is often completely pointless because it doesn't matter. At that point, I'm like, well, why are we even talking about this? Aside from those select cases though, no, I think the theoretical discussions are the most important. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Oh my god, this is like the narcissism test. How do I know? I think I do, but do I? I have no idea. I'll put yes. I'll put middle yes because I think so, but I don't know. I have no idea. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. Okay, this is again weird Koroto mode. You know how I said I plan everything? I never do anything at the last moment? And usually, I'm very good about that, right? Usually I have everything done way in advance. When it comes to decisions though, those I often do want to postpone. So, I'll put agree. It's like, I'm just thinking of like, you have to agree to something. And I can immediately imagine myself on literally the last day being like, okay, do I go to this thing or do I not go to this thing? I'll put yes. You rarely second guess the choices that you've made. What? Rarely second guess? Is there anyone who doesn't second guess themselves? I second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and probably like to 25th times question myself. Of course I question myself. Hard disagree. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? A lively social event. You enjoy going to art museums. Not really. I think it's not that. Maybe if I went to them, I would enjoy it. But no, I don't. I never have, and I've never felt a desire to. Because it's just a hassle. Life's easier if you don't think about what you've done. Oh my god, if I could think like that. If I could think like that, oh boy, maybe I'd get stuff done. I'm still thinking about like the one thumbnail I made 3 years ago. It's like, it's ridiculous. I question everything I do. Always. I'm hypercritical of every single decision I make. To a fault, and I know that. I'll put this as disagree, but like, I'll put this here. Because like, maybe if I went to them, I would enjoy them. But I literally just, I don't understand why I would go to them. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I guess it depends. Because like, what is understanding other people's feelings? You know? It's like, it's not really empathy. Like purely understanding why they feel the way they do. From a rational perspective, yes. I'll put disagree. Because like, I try to, even on these wacky internet discussions, I try to take the person's perspective and try to break down why they feel the way they do, right? Because I just want to understand what people are thinking, what people are feeling. I do sometimes have a hard time, right? Where it makes no sense. But I wouldn't say that that's generally the case. I'll put disagree. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Most of the time, yes. It's just efficient. It is literally gamifying your life. I've been a WoW player for over 15 years. Having a to-do list is gamifying your life, and every single time, I'm being serious, I thought this doesn't work, it does. You make a to-do list, you write stuff down, when you scratch it out, your brain instantly gets a dopamine hit. I'm not kidding. I hate that it works. I hate that we have monkey brains. And things like that work, but it works. You rarely feel insecure. No. Of course I feel insecure. I feel insecure 24/7. Of course, hard disagree. Hard disagree. You avoid making phone calls. Yes. Phone calls are weird. Remember when we had all those questions about approaching people and talking to them? You know what I've always been fascinated by? People who, like, you don't talk to someone for, let's say, like 3 years, and they reach out. To me, that is something I would never do, because I think it's not creepy. Like, this is my weird brain. If someone writes to me, and we haven't talked for like 4 years, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, let's reconnect. Let's see if we have something to talk about. But I'm not going to be doing I'm not going to be the one doing that, because I'm like, I don't want to be the weirdo who's like appears out of the blue 5 years later, like, oh hi, you know, like it for me. It immediately brings up the question of what happened for you to suddenly think of me. You know, I avoid making phone calls, is what I'm saying. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I think I do. This is like narcissism test again. A lot of the time, I don't understand them, but I try to. I read every single angry Sanji comment. Every single one. I've read every single one. I've tried understanding their perspectives. I'll do soft yes. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Depends. Yeah, it depends, because like, in a very close circle, yeah, you're like, you throw out a message like, hey, you want to play something or something like that, right? But aside from a very close circle, I don't think I am. I'll put a very small yes, because sometimes yes. We just talked about insecurity. I'm freaking questioning every single choice I make here. It's gonna give me like the wackiest personality of all time. It's still gonna be the best one though. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. 1,000,000%. Isn't that what the plan is meant to be? What is the point of having a plan if when it's interrupted, you don't try to get back on track? I think that's what the plan is meant to do. So yes, I 1,000,000% agree. That's why I make plans. That's why I make backup plans. That's why I make backup plans for backup plans. You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Yes, of course. I sit there in bed thinking about that one weird thing that could be misunderstood I said 9 years ago. Of course. Of course. Because what if I said the other thing? What would happen then? What would happen then? Also, that one mistake I made on a random test, and I could have gotten 100%, and I knew that was, like, that's the worst part. When you know that you could be making a mistake right now, I literally have so many of these memories from like 10 years ago. I'm sitting in like math class, and I'm like, I think I might be correcting myself to the incorrect answer, and I'm like, no, you know what, I'll hand it in, and then I get it back, it's like 98%, and the one thing I corrected, that's the wrong one. Of course, I'm 1,000,000% bothered by them. They make me angry. Yes. You rarely contemplate the reason for human existence or the meaning of life. Okay. We're getting very, very existential right now. I think, like, I don't know if this counts as contemplating the reason for human existence, but I just think the world is kind of boring, you know? Like, there is no meaning. You just sort of do stuff. Is that contemplating it? I think it's just, I think the world is very boring. I don't think there is any meaning. You just, like, you make up your own meaning, you know? You do whatever you want. You do whatever you think you should do. Is that contemplating? I guess it is. I'll put disagree. I think about it. I don't contemplate it, but I do think about it. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I don't think so. Again, narcissism test. Is this true? I don't really get angry, so I wouldn't really say that I'm ever controlled by emotions at all. I'll put in the middle, because honestly, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. Okay, yes. Yes, I do. Yes. I, like, this is another weird thing. We had the question of, like, do you get frustrated with people who are not as efficient as you? Yes. I 1,000,000% do. And I will even get, like, really, really petty about it, right? And I'll constantly, like, 3 days later, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, why are they so bad? I obviously don't talk about it, you know, but to myself, I'm like, oh my god, why do I have to do everything? Why are they so bad? Why is it that, why does this happen all the time, right? But when we're done, I'm still gonna be like, oh, it was a pleasure working with you. It was really good working with you. You did great. And look at us. We did great, you know? I don't want to make anyone look bad. I don't see the point in that. Why would I make anyone look bad? I don't know if I would take the blame, you know? I guess it depends on what it is. But I don't want to make someone look bad. Why would I do that? Unless they've done something like really, really horrible, you know? But I mean, we're not talking about that. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. No. No. Like, again, this is like the doing things, like doing what you feel like doing. I would never get anything done. I know that there are like people who structure their work around purely these inspirational bursts, which I guess I do as well, but my inspirational bursts come when I'm showering. I'm not kidding. Literally every single good idea I've ever had is when I'm in the shower, you know? I don't know if that's a spontaneous burst of energy. Aside from that, I do think my work is always organized and consistent. Again, sometimes to a fault. Because I'm like, I need to do this by this date, and I need to set aside this amount of time. I'll put disagree. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. Oh my god, why is this cutting so deep? Yes, of course. Isn't this what everyone feels? Is this not like normal? Is this just me being weird? Of course. If someone thinks you're really cool, of course you're going to think like, well, what if they realize I'm not cool? You know? Like whenever someone thinks highly of you, I don't think it's like for them to feel disappointed. I think it's just for them to learn the truth. There is nothing highly about me, you know? Of course. Yes. You would love a job that requires you to work alone for most of the time. I think so. I mean, do I? I would, no, like, I'm weird about this, right? I would love to work with someone who shares the same brain cell. Like, if we are absolutely on the same wavelength, I'm like, let's do this, you know? But I feel like working with anyone at any point in time has like a long list of things that you simply avoid by working alone. At the same time, though, as soon as you have another person to bounce ideas off of, it is so much better. But would I want to do that regularly? Would I want to be sort of hingent on another person to do my job? I don't think I would. I kind of want to do my own thing. It says most of the time. Because it says most of the time, I will say yes. I will agree because it says most of the time. It's not that I hate working with other people. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. How abstract are we talking about? Because I think there are certain questions that are like very, very conceptual questions. Like again, what is the purpose of human life, right? Is that an abstract philosophical question? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. I don't think really pondering anything is a waste of time. If you feel like you're getting value out of it, I don't think it's a waste of time. If you feel fulfilled by thinking about these things, why not? I'll put no. You feel more drawn to places with a busy, bustling atmosphere than quiet, intimate places. No, of course not. Hard disagree. You know at a first glance how someone is feeling. I think I do. I think I generally have a pretty good idea. I know that a lot of people like hide what they're really feeling, right? And then it's sort of hard to say. But like generally speaking, yeah. I feel like it's pretty easy to read like a person's mood before you say a word. You know? I'll put yes. You often feel overwhelmed. How can you not feel overwhelmed in the year 2023? Is there anyone alive right now who doesn't feel overwhelmed? Yes. Absolutely I do. There are too many things happening. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Yes. Not always, because I do sometimes jump around, but a vast majority of the time, yes, absolutely. Again, I have a whiteboard that says script, audio cuts, and then it goes on. Like every single step of the way, and I need to fill in the bar to get my reward. There is no reward. there is no reward. It's just a completed video. You're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Yes. I am interested by things labeled as controversial. I like seeing what people think and how people think. And whenever something is controversial, there is usually, like, I think the internet has really muddied this, because a lot of things that are controversial on the internet are sort of artificially controversial, if that makes sense. But I am intrigued in them. I find debates around anything spicy interesting. Again, I don't like seeing people argue, especially in real life, but when something is controversial, I do like peeking an eye in, you know, just to see what's going on. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Okay, again, I feel like this will change as you grow older, but for me, a good opportunity right now is any opportunity. So like, would I pass it off to someone else who needed it more? It really, really, really depends. And what kind of opportunity are we talking about? Like a life-changing opportunity? Or something that's, you know, like a fun thing? Because if it's something extra, then yeah, I honestly don't care. If it's something that I know will like benefit me in the long run and potentially help others later, then no. I'll just say yes. I'll stop trying to rationalize my own decision. I'll just say no, rather. I wouldn't pass along a good opportunity. Because for me, a good opportunity right now is basically any opportunity. You struggle with deadlines? No, I don't. I don't struggle with deadlines because I just plan stuff out. Also, you know the pyramid where you do sleep? What's the pyramid? It's like sleep, work, enjoyment, whatever the hell, right? Well, for me, it's like you could take all those out. Like people say, oh, you need like your social life, you need this, you need this. Like, no. If you need to get something done, you just push everything out of the way and you just put in the one thing you need to do. I do not struggle with deadlines. I absolutely do not. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Who is taking this quiz? How can you feel confident that things will work out for you? Is there a single person, except if you're born with like $100 million in the bank account? Then yeah, I mean, sure, like what, is there really anything that can really go wrong? Except for like, you know, like really personal stuff? Like very personal stuff, obviously. On a fundamental level, of course I don't feel confident about anything. About anything. Everything could go wrong at any moment. Alright, select your gender, male. Is everyone ready? This has been a long quiz. I spent 43 minutes on this quiz. Okay. I'm an advocate. What does that mean? Advocates are quiet visionaries, often serving as inspiring and tireless idea. I said it was the best one. I said it was the best one. 79% introvert. Well then. 73% intuitive. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Incredible. Incredible. 56% feeling. Oh, this is like super close. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. Okay, you know what? You know what? I think this could be skewed towards thinking, and it would still be me. I think it depends on which day of the week you would ask me. 56%, and this is like cooperation especially, I don't know. 86% judging sounds bad. Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. Yeah, 86%. Identity. Oh my god. Why is everything... Why is... Look at this. Look at this. 80%. 70%. And this is the only that's like 50-50. This is like 86. 82. It's like... Okay, so this is basically the one I swing between, I guess. Right? It's like thinking and feeling I could swing between. Makes sense. I'll look at the other one as well. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven. Oh my god. Wait, why is this actually accurate? Wait, hold up. Perfectionistic and eager to improve? Why is this actually accurate? Wait, hold on. Now I'm scared. I thought this was supposed to be a silly quiz. Said it's the best one. If it's the rarest one, it should be the best one. Right? That's how RPGs work. The rarest thing is the best one. They want to stand up and make a difference. Okay, you know what? Maybe this is not me after all. For advocate personalities, success doesn't come from money or status, but from seeking fulfillment, helping others, and being a force of good in the world. It bothers me that this is like super... Success doesn't come from money or status, but seeking fulfillment, right? Because like this to me automatically is like, no. Success does come from money and status. But like ultimately, that is only sort of a stepping stone to everything else you want to do. Like for me, right? You need to have money to do good in the world, largely speaking. Except for like small acts of kindness and very personal things, I think you do need money. I think saying, oh, you don't need money and you can do anything, that's just like, it's literally coping, you know? I just feel it's like, I think it's just a unrealistic way of thinking about it. Just saying like, oh, like success doesn't come from money and status. I think they do. Like you can do a lot of good in the world without them, but like comparatively, How do I put this? Like, there is a lot of good you can do without any of them, right? Don't get me wrong. And it will make you very fulfilled, it will make you happy, and it will make others around you very happy as well. But if you have a lot of, and I mean like a lot of resources, you can do infinitely more good. Not because of like what you're actually doing, but because you literally just have the resources to do that. You know? And I feel like denying that is sort of just like, I mean, it is what it is. Alright, let me read more. Seeking purpose. Let's read about this. When I was working on the SAO video, this was where Koroto lore was going to come in. Seeking purpose. This is when things got sad. Alright. Advocates tend to carry around a sense, whether conscious or not, of being different from most people. I don't think I'm different from anyone. I think I'm boring. With their rich inner life... Why is this so deep? With their rich inner lives and their deep, abiding desire to find their life purpose, they don't always fit in with those around them. This isn't to say that oh my god, can't enjoy self-acceptance or close relationships, only that they sometimes feel misunderstood or at odds with the world. Why is this oddly accurate all of a sudden? Many advocates see helping others as their mission in life, and they're always looking for ways to step in and speak up for what's right. People with this personality type also aspire to fix society's deeper problems, in hope that unfairness and hardship can become things of the past. Alright, like again, you know? Like, this is very cool and all. Of course, who wouldn't want to fix all society's deeper problems? It's not gonna happen, you know? I would love to make them happen, and I try to do whatever I can, but it's like, I'm not gonna do anything by myself, you know? A pattern that can lead to stress and burnout. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I'm having this weird existential crisis. A personal mission. Many advocates feel that their life has a unique purpose, a mission that they were put onto this earth to fulfill. That's foreboding. For people with this personality type, one of the most rewarding aspects of life is seeking out this purpose. It's scary seeking out a purpose. It's not the best one, it's the scariest one. Okay. Let me look at strengths and weaknesses. I'm not gonna look at strengths. Creative, insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic. Very cool. Let me look at weaknesses. Sensitive to criticism. When it comes to issues that are okay, yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah, this is actually kind of true. Reluctant to open... Oh my god. You remember what I said about, like, not writing to someone? Because I think it'd be weird, even though I'm like, I would love to talk to you again? Not wanting to burden someone with their issues. I feel personally attacked. Unfortunately, when advocates don't ask for help, they may inadvertently hold themselves back or create oh my god. I'm feeling personally targeted right now. Avoiding the ordinary... I mean, I'd love to do extraordinary things, but I don't. I just play WoW. Is that extraordinary? I just literally sit home and play World of Warcraft. Like, insults don't really... Like, I don't care about insults, you know? Like, for me, what really gets under my skin are things that I think are true, you know? Like, if you... I think this is the thing for most people, actually. If you find something that the person themselves is also critical of, especially, like, in their professional stuff, in their professional life, for example, right? If you tell them that, like, you're bad at this thing, and they know that they're bad at that thing, and they don't want to be bad at that thing, and they really want to be good at that thing, I think that's what really gets under my skin. Alright, what else do I want to look at? Career path. Let's see where I'm gonna end up. Many advocates are passionate communicators. Careers in writing, creating money, popular blogs. I mean, I haven't created a book, a blog, a story, or a video game, or a screenplay yet. I may or may not have a book document that I've been working on for a very, very long time. This is like one of those paradoxical things, right? Because I said I really, really like to have a schedule and I like to plan things out. But I could work as an accountant, right? I literally could. I have a degree in that. But if you told me that I need to work as an accountant, I would run. Run as far and as fast as I could. Like, oh my god. I could never be an accountant. Do I want to look at romantic relationships and friendships and parenthood? Do I want to do that, or is that going to be too deep? Let's look at workplace habits. Let me look at subordinates first. Value cooperation, sensitivity, and independence. Yes. Understand the root causes of conflict before anyone even sees a disturbance. I think so. I think usually I'm like, yeah, like you're a walking red flag. You know, I feel like I do sense that a lot. Efficiency may be less of a priority for advocates than collaborating with and helping colleagues who need a boost. Sort of. Yeah, like I said, it really depends. Managers. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say that, you know, like, I think this is interesting to read, because a lot of it applies, but, you know, I mean, just to an extent, this is basically, like, me picking out the things that are... What's the effect? It's the same thing that horoscopes use, right? It's like something very, very generic that you can just apply to yourself. But a lot of this is generally accurate, you know? I want to look at this. So if I had thinking, so it would be, instead of F, it would be T, right? Yeah, so this is it. So this is the other one I could have been. A pioneering spirit. So this is an architect. I was an advocate. So this was feeling, this is thinking. Let me look at strengths and weaknesses. Okay, you know what? We're going to test this out. Oh no, but this is like basically the same thing, right? So it should be really very, very similar. Okay, yeah, never mind. Rational, informed, independent, determined, curious, original, arrogant, dismissive, okay. A little bit. A little bit. Socially clueless. This is me. Just like me, for real, for real. All right, let me look at career paths. All right, so this is like, I mean, yeah, it's basically supposed to be the same thing, right? Except for feeling and thinking, so it should be relatively similar, but demand progress and evolution, and they love to explore new ideas as their career progress. They may be drawn to. I mean, isn't this everyone? Like, isn't like the whole purpose of working on something because you want to make it better and you want to change it, you know? People with this personality type tend to be happiest in careers that allow them to innovate and experiment in ways both large and small. I mean, of course. Like, why wouldn't you want to mess around with stuff? Oh, retail. Okay, let me read this. This is something very relevant. Their insatiable curiosity might lead them to investigate what makes one front of store display more effective than another. Okay, this was my favorite course in university. We looked at so many of these things. We looked at so many of these things, like placements, and then we did like eye tracking stuff, and then we looked at like how you frame stuff around other stuff, right? Where you like sort of do price things. Oh my god, it's so good. All this stuff is so good. Like, it's literally tricking a person's brain into buying the thing you want them to buy. It's so fascinating. I mean, it's very predatory. It's very, very predatory, but it's fascinating to me. And I think also, like, we talked about Gallia a second ago, right? I can't wait to see like what researchers do with like Gallia in stores, where they can literally like map what a person is feeling. Because I feel like a lot of stores nowadays, we talked about this a lot as well, right? There's like color theory, and then you use contrast to attract attention, and then you need to sort of funnel them to a certain place and blah, 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 right? But I feel like a lot of stores nowadays might have the problem of them being just overwhelming. So that is something that would be really interesting also to look at if you actually have like brain data. That'd be cool. I mean, this mostly makes sense. Let me look at something completely different. What did you get? Not so much for me, no. Stubborn, insensitive, private and reserved, easily bored, dislike commitment, risky behavior. Wait, what? Okay, you know what? These are not... Okay. This at least is like... Why would you do this? Escalate conflict and danger just to see where it goes? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, it's like the Joker. Let me cause trouble just to see what happens. What you've read so far is just an introduction into the complexities of the kind-hearted, creative, and incredibly rare advocate personality type. As I said, if it's the rarest one, it's clearly the best one. Along the way, you may have muttered, "No, my rational brain understands that what you've done is written a very, very generic block of text that my little monkey brain understood a few things and attached them to me because I want to feel like the main character." That is what's happening here. It's not that it's accurate, it's that it's generic. That's my stance on this. Okay, I will admit there are a few things that are like very accurate. What else do I... Let me look at friendships. Searching for a heart of gold. Advocates are known for having great Okay. This is very true. This is very true. They may have to devote additional energy to finding them. I mean, introverts are just adopted by extroverts. That's what happens. That's how you meet people. Otherwise, I would have never met anyone. Why, I don't understand how you go up to someone and start talking to them. That's so spooky. With their trademark warmth and enthusiasm, advocate personalities support their friends' efforts to grow and expand their lives. Warm and effort. That ain't me. Okay, let's look at romantic relationships. Let's look at this. Is this for real? Advocates tend to be attuned to their core values, keenly aware of what matters to them on a soul level. This helps them look beyond surface level attraction and understand whether they're compatible with someone on a deeper, more meaningful level. Isn't this what what any normal person does? Isn't this like what's called the human connection? Create depth to their relationships that can be hardly described in conventional terms. This feels like something you would read in a random romantic story. Like, you don't say. Advocates tend to recognize that love isn't a passive emotion, but rather an opportunity to grow and learn, and they can expect their partners to share this mindset. It says nothing. Okay, Parenthood, and then we're done. Be unique, just like me. Be unique, just like me. At times, advocates may hold their parents to unrealistic standards that don't take into account each child's personality or stage of development. Advocates strive to make sure that their children grow up with a firm understanding of the difference between right and wrong. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. Well, anyway, what we've learned now, the only thing that matters is that advocates may be the rarest personality, which also, by RPG standards, implies that they are the best. As I said, proving that I have the best personality. I mean, treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them become what they are capable of being. Truly incredible. This was sort of interesting, I guess. Again, rarest one, so it's a rare drop, so that's good. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go through this just for curiosity. I don't remember which one I got last time, because I did this years ago. I don't remember what I got. It might have been it might have actually been like the thinking one. What was it? Architect, I think it was. But this is me, I guess. This is me, just like me, for real, for real. That's it. I've done it now. That's it. The best one. Anyway.